Hi there, my name is Jason Perkins, and I'm a Georgia workers' compensation attorney. Welcome to another episode in my Georgia workers' compensation video series. In this series, I provide you helpful information about Georgia's workers' compensation law and some of the benefits that you can receive under it if you suffer an injury at work. Today, I'd like to talk to you about whether you can get a job after you've been injured at work. But before we discuss that, be sure and be on the lookout for my upcoming video about are Georgia workers' compensation attorney consultations free. Now, let's talk about whether workers' compensation prevents you from getting a job after you've been injured. There's a basic answer to that. No, it doesn't. You can go back to work after your workers' compensation injury. Now, I would certainly recommend that you follow your doctor's advice. If your doctor says that you shouldn't be working, then I would recommend that you not work. If you think that you can work, even though your doctor says that you can't, you should discuss that with your doctor. Your doctor could provide you with information about the reasons he or she is saying that you shouldn't work. And that'll help you make a decision about whether to go back to work or not. Now, if your doctor has you on restrictions after an injury, then if you go back to work within those restrictions, that's probably within the doctor's medical advice. However, you will want to consider whether it is a good thing for you to go back to work or not if you're still under restrictions. One of the things that can happen if you go back to work after a workers' compensation injury is that it can complicate your workers' compensation case. Sometimes if you go back to work with a different company, then the insurance company from where you got hurt will argue that the reason that you're having problems later is because of the new job that you're working. The other thing that'll happen if you try to file a workers' compensation case against the new job is that they'll argue that it's the previous workers' compensation insurance company that's responsible. Now, why does this matter? Although often one or the other insurance companies will end up responsible, the problem for you is the delay in getting treatment or benefits because of this fight between two potential insurance companies. When this fight's going on, often you have to go to court and get a decision from a judge before one insurance company or the other will pay you any benefits. Also, that decision may be appealed, which may drag things on further. This can often mean that your benefits are delayed for months or years if you need medical treatment or have to come out of work again in the future. And that can be very difficult to deal with. Even if you ultimately end up getting benefits, those benefits are delayed. So one reason that you may want to consider not returning to work at a different employer is that it can complicate your case. However, there's nothing under Georgia's workers' compensation law that prevents you from going back to work. What you do need to be aware of is if you do go back to work, then obviously while you're working, you shouldn't be receiving temporary total disability benefits, which are benefits that are paid to you when you're completely out of work because of your injury. However, you may be eligible for some other benefits like temporary partial disability or permanent partial disability benefits. And you can certainly still receive medical benefits if you need medical treatment because of your injury. I hope you found this information helpful today. If you have, please let me know by giving this video a thumbs up or liking it. And if you've got questions about going back to work or are thinking about going back to work, I'd encourage you to talk to a workers' compensation attorney before you do that to find out how the particular facts in your situation might affect your benefits in the future. If you'd like to set up a free consultation with me, you can do that by visiting our website, www.perkinslawtalk.com, and completing the form there, or simply by calling me at the phone number that's listed on the bottom of the screen. Thanks again for watching today, and I wish you the best of luck as you recover from your injury.